All right, y'all, are you on the YouTubes looking around at videos to try and find out what is happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, my friend, if that describes you, then you have come to the right video because today, on this beautiful Thursday morning, I'm going to be talking about what I am seeing in the Bitcoin and Ethereum price action. I'm going to talk about the current trades that I'm in. I'm also going to talk about the levels that I am looking for and how I am going to be entering trades. Now, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, I shouldn't, maybe it's not so obvious to some, but for most of us here, we know that we've basically been trading sideways. We've been range bound for both Bitcoin and Ethereum for quite some time, since really about the 18th of May. Since about the 18th of May. And if we go to the daily time frame, we can see for this is Bitcoin, at least right now, we can see that we are about to print a red dot on Market Cipher B. However, it's important to notice that this momentum wave is high above the zero line. We have not had a momentum wave print above the zero line since literally the middle of May, right? The middle of May. So what this does show us is that momentum is ramping up. Momentum is higher than it has been since the middle of May. So in my mind, overall, this is a bullish sign. We can also see the money flow curving to the upside. We have the VWAP coming up very high above the zero line here. And not only that, but we can see that for Bitcoin, we've actually been putting in, we have a higher high right here. I'm sorry, we have our high right here, and then we have a higher high right up here. And this high that we put in is higher than this high right here. So that is a good sign. However, we're running into some very important resistance. And so I want to talk about what is really happening with that. So if we turn on some of our levels here, and we zoom in, maybe go to the 4-hour time frame. Well, first of all, we can see that we're kind of losing momentum right now, right? We've got the 4-hour Market Cipher B printing a red dot below the zero line, which is giving us a very clear downward direction, at least for now. It's also very important to notice that we had been trading, if I zoom out here, it's important to notice that we have been trading within a very specific range. The way we get that range would be to pull a fixed range indicator from the time that we fell below the very important level of $42,000. This is a very important level up here at 42,000. The reason is because back in January, we were trading within the same exact range between $42,000 and about $30,000. Then, of course, Elon Musk comes out with his Twitter. He brings us way up high into the stratosphere, the ionosphere, the exosphere, the thermosphere, the atmosphere. And then when we finally land our rocket back down, we come right back into that same range that we were trading in January. That's why this is so important. And if we pull an indicator called the fixed range, let me just pull this out right here, the fixed range indicator, and we take it from the time that we fell below that $42,000 level and we drag it all the way to our current place, okay? This is giving us some very important levels here. This is giving us a range which we can actually trade. And if I just turn off for a second some of my white lines on the chart and some of these other lines that I have that are kind of sloppying up my chart. Is that a word? Sloppying up my chart? Yeah, I'm going to turn off some of these sloppying lines, okay? And we can see right here that what happens is this indicator does give us a range, okay? Right here where the candles turn from a bold, bright color to a dark color, that's called the value area low. And this is going to act as support of the range. We can see many times that when we come down to that support, we do indeed get a bounce off of it. And then we have up here the value area high. This is the high of the range, where you can also see that we do tend to get rejections off of it. Now, we had broken out of the range for a little bit during the past few days, right? June 13th all the way till yesterday. And you can see we found resistance at this daily level of resistance, and that put us back into this range. Now, let's zoom in here because I think something very significant has happened. We fell back into this old range, We tried to come out, but we got a rejection. We tried to come out again, and we got a lower rejection. So you can see we came up, we got rejected, and we printed a high. Then we got rejected again, and we printed a lower high. Very significant, very significant. What this means is it confirms to us that we are now back into that old trading range, and we should be looking for trades now inside of these levels until we are able to break either out above or break down below. Now, a few things I would like to keep in mind. One of the juiciest areas that I've got my sight set upon right now, as far as long positions go, is this point of control level right here. This is the center point of the range where most of the volume has been traded. And guys, if you want to learn this stuff, all right, if you want to learn how to draw these lines of support and resistance, if you want to learn how to use volume to determine levels of support and resistance in Fibonacci, check out jasoncaspertrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. This has helped countless people. I'm not trying to toot the old trumpet over here, okay? Although I do play trumpet, and I do play the French horn, okay? I do play those brass instruments. Not trying to toot my own instrument over here, guys. But I have received many a testimonial from people who have really transformed the way they trade because of this course. You can read the testimonials here, but this will go through all the technical analysis. This will go through how to use the Market Cipher indicator. And honestly, you can learn a lot of stuff even if you don't use the Market Cipher indicator with this course. And then we give you trading strategies you can use right out of the gate to start winning trades. And we talk about risk management, mindset. Check it out. Check it out. There will be a discount code in the description of the video if you are interested. If you are interested. Because honestly, guys, in sideways markets, the only way we are really going to be able to make money here is if we know how to do technical analysis, okay? We need to use technical analysis in conjunction with our indicators to get those small moves because we're just trading sideways, okay? In trending markets, it's very easy to not know technical analysis and rely only on your indicators. But in a sideways market, okay, it's very helpful if you know a little bit more than just using your indicator, because most of the time, unless we're in a massive uptrend or downtrend, sideways ranges is where we're going to be. So if you want to do this with longevity, it's important that you learn. It doesn't have to be from moi, but it is important to learn. So what am I looking for price to do right now? Well, the fact that we came down and we felt have been rejected now twice back into this old range makes me think that we're probably going to come back down and retest the triangle that we broke out of, right? It's just a hunch, all right? This is just a theory, something I'm planning for. Okay, may well come down and get a retest of that area. Now, something else that I think is very significant is not only is this trendline triangle right here, but it's also the center point of the range, the point of control, which right now is acting as a support. If we're trading above the center of the range, let me turn back on this indicator here. If we're trading above, this is called the point of control, where the most volume was traded. If we're trading above that, this is acting as our support. If we're trading below that, it's acting as our resistance. So I see the trend line, I see the point of control, and then also, if I pull out my fib, and people know I love to pull the fib out, I even named my son Lil Fib, okay? Lil Fib Casper, and right, I always say this, but he's going to be one of them country singer / rappers, all right? Lil Fib Casper. And so I take out my fib, and I just pull this thing from the swing low of the move right here to the swing high. And well, I'll be darned in a wheelbarrow out with the chickens. All right, would you look at that? We got some nice confluence right over here, okay? We have some nice confluence right here. And what do I mean by that? Well, confluence is when there's multiple things pointing to one level. And right now, we have this general zone right here, right, along the trend line and that point of control, this little red box, which in my mind will act as very strong support from which we can look for a nice juicy bounce. A nice juicy bounce. Now, this is not the only place, guys, and that's why it's so important to do your TA and mark your levels, because there's multiple places to trade, Okay, and how are we going to know if price does even get down here, how are we going to know whether or not to take the trade, right? Price might not come down there, first of all. It might just come down to the 0.5 fib level. And of course, there's technically two lows down here that we could pull the fib from. We could pull from this wick down here at 34549, or we could pull from this low here at 34733. And I think it's interesting just to take a little look, and let me adjust the top of the fib here. But if we take a little look, we can see that, you know, depending on from where you pull your fib from, it will give you slightly different areas. And it looks like this fib pull from the higher low, we got a perfect bounce off the 0.5. Anyway, I digress. How are we going to know whether or not to take a trade from one of these levels? Well, I have a strategy that I use to do it. I talk about it in a lot of my videos. It's the strategy that I use when I am doing TA in the private Discord, right? Like right here, where we longed Ethereum right here yesterday at 23.96. And what do you know? What do you know? Kapow, kablam, we got a nice bounce off there. Or like yesterday, when we also longed Ethereum, we longed it right down here at the exact bottom, basically, at 2353 and 40 cents. Very important, the 40 cents. You don't want to miss out on the 40 cents, guys. Okay? And also, indeed, with that trade, it went very well. We hit our take profits. And actually, I'm still in that trade for various reasons, which I go over. If you're interested in joining the private Discord, where I do TA updates every day, I'm going to be doing it every day except Saturdays. I will be sharing my levels, my technical analysis charts that you can copy right here, where I give daily updates talking about the things I'm seeing on the charts, where I'm looking for trades, etc., even posting some of my trade entries. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Check it out if you're interested. And so how did we enter trades like this? How do we enter? When price comes down to a level, how do we know whether or not to enter a trade? Well, here's what we're going to do. Here is what we are going to do. A great example is this morning when we came up to our level right here at the value area high. The value area high, okay? We saw price coming up to a resistance. And in fact, let me see. I have it right here, guys. This is the strategy that we are going to use. How to trade with Market Cipher. Okay? There's 4 simple steps. Step numero uno is, first of all, you're going to wait for price to come to one of your support and resistance levels. Very important that you have them marked on the chart. You can use volume, you can use Fibonacci, you can draw them with your eye. Okay, you can use anything you want. You could use crazy Elliott wave and all this stuff that honestly I don't even use or really understand how to use besides the general concept of it. You can use whatever you want. And when you see price coming to one of your levels, okay, and if you don't know how to get these levels, that's why I recommend you take a course. It doesn't have to be my course, but a course, because it's very important to learn this stuff. When you see price coming to one of these levels, then we go through some steps. Step number 1. Is price coming to our level? This is okay, we're going to ask a question. Step number 1. Is price coming to my level? Question mark. Okay? A, yes. B, no. Okay? Depending on the answer of this question, is going to determine whether or not we go on to the next steps here. Okay? So, we're going to ask ourselves questions. These are how we get our confirmations. Is price coming to one of my levels? Okay? If A, yes, we go on to step 2. B, no, well, then we sit out. We don't even consider taking a trade. Okay, then we go to step number 2 and we ask this question. What direction is price looking to go? Question mark. Okay? So, now we got this question right here. We need to make the font a little bit smaller, okay? Just a little bit, maybe a little bit bigger, okay? Yeah, but there we go, okay? So now we have what direction is price looking to go, okay? Either up, B, down, okay? we're going to ask this question on the higher time frame. So how we're going to do that is once price gets to our level, like right here, okay, it came up to our value area high. This was a resistance. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame, okay? We're going to go to the 4-hour time frame, and we're going to ask the question, is price looking like it's going to go up, or is it looking like it's going to go down? Well, we come to our chart here, we can see the 4-hour is printing a green dot, which means the price is looking like it's going to go up. But we don't have all our information yet. We need to go to the 4-hour, then we need to go to the 2-hour, and on the 2-hour, then we need to say which way is the price looking like it's going to go. Well, when we come to the 2-hour, we can clearly see the VWAP is starting to curve back under, looking like price is going to come down. We come to the 1-hour. What's happening on the 1-hour? Very clearly, we're about to print a top on the 1-hour when we're touching that line, signaling that we are going to get a rejection. Okay? So, come to a resistance. Is price at my level? A, yes. What direction is price looking to go? B, down. So now we are going to take the answers of the questions that it's like a test you give yourself. You're going to take the answers of the questions from the test you gave yourself, and you're going to take the information from your questions, and you're going to use this information and interpret the answer of 3 and 4 through the answers of 1 and 2. I hope that makes sense. You're going to interpret the information you see on the chart in step 3 and 4 through the lenses of the information you have acquired through your observations, the scientific method, okay, on steps 1 and 2. So we get down to step 3, and now we're going to analyze the lower time frames, and we're looking for divergences in momentum, divergences in money flow. And the question we ask here is, do I see them thanks? Okay? Do I see them thanks? Do I see them thanks? Okay? See, spell check doesn't know how to do thangs, but the thangs that we're looking for, guys, are divergences in momentum, divergences in money flow. And remember, we're not just pulling up a chart looking for divergences. We need to do these steps first. So we come to step 3, okay, and we ask our question, do I see them thanks? A, multiple choice, right? A, yes. B, no. All right. Now, let's come to the lower time frames here, okay? Let's go. So I like to start with the 24 and work my way down. So on the 24, do we see any kind of divergence happening here? Well, yes, we do. We see momentum coming down as the price of the Bitcoin is also simultaneously coming up, right? We see the divergence forming on the 24-minute time frame. Okay, now we go down to the 12-minute. Do we see a divergence on the 12-minute time frame? Well, the answer is yes, right? The answer is yes, we do, because we see the momentum coming down, right? Momentum's coming down as the price is coming up, okay? That's called a divergence. The reason that's called a divergence is because price is diverging away from the direction of the momentum. If momentum is coming down and price is going up, that means Bitcoin is trading at an overvalued price and there needs to be a correction, okay? And we're going to work our way down these time frames, the 24, the 12, then the 6, okay? The 6-minute time frame, we can very clearly see, extremely clearly see, that we have the price coming up, okay? We have the price coming up, and we have the momentum coming down. And not only do we see the momentum waves coming down, guys, but we also see the money flow coming down, okay? Meaning money is leaving the asset. So again, money is coming out of Bitcoin, yet price is coming up. What does that mean? It means there's an imbalance, there's a divergence, there needs to be a correction, and that's exactly what we see playing out. Then I like to go down to the 3-minute. The 3-minute, it becomes even more abundantly clear, and then on the 1-minute, it becomes super duper clear on the 1-minute that this is happening, okay? On the 1-minute, I mean, look at this. We can just see so clearly on the 1-minute, price coming up as momentum and money flow are coming down, right? We have this nice blue money flow, turns purple, you know, we can see the momentum coming down. That's how we know we're going to reject off of there. That's how we know we're going to enter a short position, okay? A short position, okay? Short. Hope you guys understand. Short position, all right? And do we see them things? The answer is yes. Yes, we see those things. Okay. Question number 4. Do we see a reaction off the level? A, yes. B, no. Okay, no. The reaction off the level. What do I mean by a reaction? There's a few different ways we can look for reactions. I'm not going to get into that now. There's a few different things we can look for. I don't have time in the scope of this vid here, okay? But we want to see a clear reaction off the level. We want to see a clear rejection. Either we want to see the level claimed and then lost, or we want to see a very clear wick down, the chicken drinking water method. You guys know how much I love chickens drinking water. I'm not going to get into it in this video. CHICKENS drinking water. All right, I'm going to watch the video, though, because I like the video. So here it is. This is one of my favorite videos of chickens drinking water. And you know, this ad will help you. Never mind. So here we go. Let's see. This is how chickens drink water, guys. They dip their head and then they lap it up real quick, right? They dip their head down and then they lap it up real quick, okay? That's one of the ways you want to look for a reaction, the chicken drinking water method, which is where, let me see if I can find a good example of the chicken drinking water method. I think I can. Where I entered a recent long where the chickens were drinking water. Did I? I don't know. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is what I mean by the chickens drinking water. When you see price come to one of your supports and you see a wick down, okay, a wick come down, and immediately you see that wick get bought up and a massive pump like that immediately from your level, that's what I mean by the chickens are drinking water. They stick their head down real quick into the water and then they lap it up real quick, okay? That's what we want to see. Just like the chickens drink water, okay? Boop, 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 lap it up real quick. And that's true for supports and resistances, or also what we would want to look for is a clear rejection, just a clear rejection off the level, right? Where we come up exactly to the level and then reject. And not only do we reject, but then we start printing the lower highs, and or if it's a long, then we start printing the higher lows. And that's about it, guys. So that's kind of, you know, this is a combination TA/trade strategy video, I guess. Just wanted to make a little update for y'all. And yeah, that's where I'm really looking at the Bitcoin. Ethereum is a whole nother story. I'm trading Ethereum also. You know, I will be doing TA in the private Discord, patreon.com/Jason Casper. Again, if you're interested in the course, there is a discount in the description of the video. If you don't have Market Cipher and you want Market Cipher, you can. Sweet, I just found out. Big Butts 28 just texted me and told me that we're getting another rooster. I'm so happy. I love roosters. If you don't have Market Cipher yet, there's a discount in the description of the video. What else do I shill on this channel? Bybit. You know, I show Bybit. You could sign up with my link if you want to create another account. It would help my channel. That's about it, guys. Anyway, appreciate you all. May God bless you all. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.